Judge Lazzara.
I mean, I clearly have some questions about that because, you know, I have never heard from as many attorneys that they can't do something with their case because they haven't had a chance to see their client as I have recently. You know, I mean, I understand during COVID that became a concern. Obviously, the jail was shut down, but then it seemed to really level off, and I wasn't hearing from any defense attorneys that they couldn't meet with their clients. And now all of a sudden, I'm getting that a lot. I mean, that's a ton of postponements. All of our goal is to get people out of the Allegheny County Jail. I think that's the goal of every single person here, right? And we can't do that if cases have to be postponed because we cannot get attorneys to meet with them to discuss things. So I don't know what changed, but it is obvious to me sitting in the courtroom every day that something has changed and that we are having much more trouble getting people to see their clients. So whatever it is, I'd like to get to the bottom of it and get it fixed so that not only the public defenders, but the private attorneys also will have better access and faster access to their clients. Along those same lines, the other thing that I've been hearing consistently is about the computers that are brought in for discovery. There is so much body cam now. There's so much video out there on every single case, and it is impossible for an attorney to sit there and go through that video with their client during visiting hours. So they get computers that are specially done so that they can't access, the people that are looking at them can't access anything else, right? And my understanding has been from multiple people that their clients are not getting access to those computers to be able to look at their discovery. And that is absolutely so important because when you have, for goodness sakes, a phone dump, you know, that has thousands upon thousands of pages and video and pictures, you can't give them a computer for an hour and expect them to be able to look at all of that stuff in an hour. It's going to take multiple. And my understanding is that the timing has been restricted on those computers when the incarcerated individuals have access to those computers. So I don't know whether you can talk to that, whether you're aware of that, but that clearly is something that has to change because they need to have access to the discovery so that they can adequately prepare their cases.
Your Honor, I can speak to that.
I'm like hearing this voice. Where'd that come from? Sorry.
So over here. Everybody that has a court-ordered laptop at the facility is placed onto a schedule, which is typically during the 7 to 3 shift. Okay, so the escorts from the levels that the particular is housed on come down and get the laptops. They take them up to the level, give them to the individual. They review them for the 8 hours. We pick them up shortly before 3 o'clock before shift change to return them to where they're stored. Okay, if we're made aware that somebody needs more discovery, all they have to do is ask, and we give them more access to it.
Well, what I've been being told is that they are not getting them from 7 to 3, that they are getting them for maybe an hour or a couple days a week, where they only get them a couple of days a week. And literally everything now is so video. I mean, you know, Elliot, you see that all the time. It's just, there's so much of it, and it takes forever to look at.
Sure.
And my understanding from, and it's not just from one person, this is from multiple attorneys asking me why they can't have their clients have the laptops every day from that 7 to 3 period, which is what they thought they were going to have. And they're telling me that they're not having it. So that's what I would like to make sure happens.
We can definitely look into it. If you have particular instances, I can take that information and we can definitely investigate it.
Okay.